The DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from the DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
Everybody. The button is not working. Ladies and gentlemen, soldiers and civilians, welcome to the DD214 Network, episode 127. You all know it's about as organized as a boot camp pillow fight and as predictable as a surprising inspection. All right?
Right?
This ain't MEPS anymore. You're not bending over and spreading your ass cheeks for Dr. Hu Yang anymore, right, boys? This is what's going on, all right? Look, it happened again, Jay. It happened again.
What happened?
We were going to go see Bad Omens and Icy Stars.
Wasn't that the concert that got messed up last time when you tried to see it? When you tried to see Bad Omen?
Yeah.
Like you've already had a bad experience with them,
now.
right?
This is
God.
Really? This is twice now I haven't been able to see them.
What happened?
So first off, the tickets were $125 each. So
okay,
we didn't buy the tickets initially, so that was like, okay. Show happens, and they were supposed to play at Blue Ridge Rock Fest, and they played the day they were supposed to play the canceled day, that Sunday. They ended up not playing, so it's already bad luck. They travel to New York, they get their shows done. There's no pop, there's audio issues. Give me a second.
Uh-oh. Is there an interloper?
Yeah, my daughter just came in. She just woke up. I love you, baby. So the show happens. You can wave if you want.
Oh shit.
So the show happens. There's no pop. There's audio issues, and one of the most Bad Omens. The singer is known for usually doing encores and bowing and giving respect to the crowd. Apparently, he didn't do that, and the last thing he said before leaving, and there was like 7 fights too. He said,
at a concert.
Yeah. First, and we talked about this on an episode of Clean and Friends, which is coming out this week, where concert culture in New York depends on the venue that you go to. Does that make sense?
It actually, yes, it makes very much so makes sense, yeah. But it's also 2023, and getting into fist fights at concerts is kind of like a 90s thing to me.
Yeah, I agree. And so
it's like, have you ever seen a car drive by and it's got 3 bullet holes in the side, and you're like, dude, that's so fucking 90s. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking trash, dude. Come the fuck on.
And
we're better than that.
And so the show happened. He walks out the stage and he says, "Damn, New York, I thought you were cool." And I'm just like, God damn. You know,
Oops.
If you're from a big city, New York, Kansas City, LA, and a band says that to you, and you know that your town is better than that, that hurts.
Dude, that's you to kind of give you an equal, representation. Kansas City prides itself on our fans being classy. So when our fans are not classy, the whole city like gets pissed off about it. I mean, like everyone gets, because like we've had such a good reputation over the years, and now that like some of our fans are getting a little wild, and you know, football fans are going to be football fans, but it's like, yeah, when we're not classy, everyone feels it. Like it hurts our soul. It hurts our Midwestern souls to think that people judge us, right? Because that's what Midwestern people worry about. They worry about the judgment, right? And like, so yeah, like, so to have a band say New York is not, especially, I'm assuming this is New York City, right?
Yep.
So it's not even New York State. He's saying New York City. Yeah. I thought you were fucking cool. Like, that's got to sting. That's got to fucking sting. Like,
it's not.
Oof.
Nice.
Yeah. Oof.
Like, it's
big
not.
Oof.
Oh man. So what a week.
Oh my God, what a week.
Yeah, definitely what a week.
So what was this lady's name again?
Oh, fucking Lauren Boebert, dude. District 3 Congresswoman out of Colorado. Okay, it should come as fucking no surprise to anyone that this lady is up Trump's ass fucking about as far as she can get her fucking head. Okay, she was one of the Congress people fucking giving people tours on January 5th, you know, the day before fucking January 6th. Okay, she claims to be a very devout Christian. Okay, she claims to be all about family values. Okay, I'm like, this is all part of the public record. I mean, this is what she platformed on. You know, family values, devout Christianity, guns. She's all about guns. Like, this lady loves fucking wearing a gun on her hip in public, fucking whatever. Well, this week had a fucking off-Broadway performance of Beetlejuice in Denver, Colorado. By the way, this
off-Broadway, all right.
By the way, this off-Broadway performance of Beetlejuice, according to like the theater, is the play has an equivalent rating of basically PG. So kids were present in this theater, children. Apparently, this congresswoman was vaping. There was a pregnant woman who complained to her, and she told the pregnant woman, like, basically, like, to mind her own business, and that she lived a sad and pathetic life. Okay. They got kicked out. They eventually got kicked out. This is a congresswoman, by the way, a sitting member of the U.S. House of Representatives. Okay. Congresswoman got kicked out with her date. She was shown on video giving the finger to the security guards. She's known to have said, "Do you know who I am? And I know the mayor," like, as if that fucking means a goddamn thing when, like, nobody gives a fuck who you are, lady.
When you're committing a crime.
Bro, hey, dude, like, real recognize real, and real also recognize fucking trash, dude. And, like, I don't give a fuck if you're the guy. I don't give a fuck if you're the king of England, dude. Like, if you're trashy, like, I'm kicking your ass out, dude. Like,
the whole fucking thing is, what's the mayor gonna do? This theater doesn't belong to the city. More than likely not. It's a private theater doing a fucking private event for an off-Broadway show.
You want to know?
The mayor can't do shit about it.
On top of that, what's the mayor gonna do when you just made yourself look like a fucking asshole? It's not gonna make him look bad. Like,
dude, you know who I blame for this whole thing? The whole name dropping thing? Fucking California, dude. All right, that shit started. Like, Californians love to name drop, especially motherfuckers out of LA. Everybody in LA thinks dropping somebody's name.
Beverly Hills, those areas of fucking California.
I grew up
around. Who my dad is? Do you know who my uncle is?
I grew up in Arizona with the trickle down from that bullshit, dude. It's like, nobody gives a fuck who you know, who you are, where you're from, where the fuck are you at right now? Because we're talking, not fucking your daddy's uncle's cousin's butt fuck boyfriend, like, whatever. Like, we don't care. Like, you're here now. And so, like, they got kicked out. She's giving the finger to security, trying to name drop, whatever, talking shit. Well, then fucking yesterday, or about a day and a half ago, they released more film from inside the theater where she is clearly shown vaping, clearly shown fucking telling this pregnant lady who was sitting actually behind her to fuck off, basically. Her fucking date had hands all over her freaking sweater puppies, and she was shown giving him a little bit of over-the-pants handy, okay? Again, U.S. Congresswoman performing sex acts in public, vaping, and telling pregnant people to fuck off. Like, this literally happened this week. Like, I don't know what extra dimensional being is, like, fucking with our timeline, or just like, This is so fucking weird, dude.
It is weird, man. Like, who? You're in the public eye.
Okay,
people don't like
bro,
you already,
bro. Like, and I feel, and this is the part where I don't want to sound hypocritical. I really can't say that over the entire course of my life that I have never performed a sex act in public, right? Like, I may or may not be very guilty of that, like in the past, right? Here's what I don't do. Here's what I don't do.
I'm guilty of it.
Here's what I don't do when I have sex acts in public. You know what I mean? I don't claim to be a fucking devout Christian. I don't claim to be all about family values. And I'm definitely not a fucking sitting member of goddamn Congress, dude. Come on. Like, what the fuck? I don't tell security guards to go fuck off. I don't blow vape smoke into pregnant ladies' faces. Okay? Like, oh, by the way, John, did you see who her fucking date was?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of weird because like I don't know if that's like drawing the line of if we
it's not. This is all, dude. It's all in public now, dude. Like it's been released. Like this has all been released. Give me a second. I'll read what her according to the Daily Mail, and this has been confirmed actually. So it's not just the Daily Mail that's reporting it. Her date, this man was her date co-owns the Hooch Craft Cocktail Bar in Aspen, Colorado, which has hosted multiple LGBTQ plus events. As Midas Touch Network notes, the bar hosted a Winter Wonderland burlesque and drag show in January, as well as multiple events for Aspen Gay Ski Week over the years.
I have a question. What is her stance in that area?
She's anti. This is her just being a complete fucking hypocrite on like as many levels. Oh, by the way, the ink on her, she's not officially divorced yet either. She's gonna
get her in trouble.
She's going through divorce right now. She's going through divorce, okay, but she is not officially divorced yet. So she is technically still married too.
Can I piggyback off this real quick? Because Florida just made into law that alimony is like a no-go. If you are caught in Florida now, and I'm almost certain that this is in other states too. If you are caught cheating or having an affair or stepping out of your marriage, you don't get alimony.
It depends on the state, but that can possibly be a thing.
North Carolina has it. Also,
if you're considered to be
alienation of affection.
Yeah,
where pretty much
if you're considered at fault, if you're considered at fault in the divorce, like your alimony goes out the fucking window.
So we're not lawyers. We're not lawyers, but
in North Carolina, the way it works is even if you've already started the separation process, if you start dating within that 1 year for the separation process,
I don't agree
with alienation of affection, and then you're no longer allowed to get alimony.
That's barbaric, actually. Like your state forces people to separate for a year before they're allowed to get divorced, and it's also trying to force them to like not get their freaking noodles wet.
That's
like,
torture.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I feel bad for North Carolina.
I didn't say I agreed with it. I was
no. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
So question: we're not lawyers, right? But where would this fall? Like, what's the? I have to look this up.
She's just being a dipshit in public. I mean, here's what it falls under. It falls under the fucking the column of fucking just extreme bad taste. This woman is a fucking dumbass, dude. Like, let me put it to you this way. You remember how I was a member of the VFW out in Colorado, right?
Mm-hmm.
I lived in her district. When I lived in Pueblo, Colorado, that's part of her district. This fucking bitch sent a bunch of her little boob heads to we had an event for Vietnam veterans. It was National like Vietnam Veterans Day. We had an event. She sent a bunch of her boob heads to try to like get time to talk while the event was already going. They didn't fucking contact us before the event. They just showed up. Okay. And they wanted to talk about the USS Pueblo, which was captured by North Korea during the Korean War. And is like the only fucking US Navy vessel, like still considered captured basically. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, you dumb motherfucker. It's Vietnam Veterans Day. And you want to talk about some Korean War shit? Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch.
This is one of the craziest things we've ever heard. And also,
she's a fucking idiot. She's a fucking moron.
Adultery will not affect alimony agreement in any way in Colorado. However, An affair could impact property division if the affair breached a prenuptial agreement or added debts to the marriage in the state of Colorado. So
She's
depending,
dude, she's such
yeah,
a fucking idiot. She's such
yeah,
a fucking moron. I've never. It's been rare in my life to ever see people that are just that amazingly stupid that fail that far upward and continue to fail while they get like after they're there.
On
I
top
mean,
of that,
oh,
I think we can all agree that this is also an offense since they have evidence. It's a criminal offense, and she could possibly get a chomo dot.
reminder: children were in the audience.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what she's doing next week? She was invited to a youth conference in Texas that she's been to before. A youth faith conference, John, for the youth. Last year when she was there, she wore a gun on her hip.
Oh,
This broad is so classless, dude. Like it really like it.
Well, I mean, it is Texas. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were wearing guns on their hips, even at a youth conference.
It's so like I don't understand what like the levels of projection. The levels of projection.
children.
Yeah, no, I just don't. I could never. How can you lie to yourself so bad that you turn out like that?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't care where you come from, like where you've been, but how do you lie to yourself? Like, and how do you play a hypocrite in real life? That that badly. She fucked up on so many levels during this little fucking excursion of hers this week that it's like the stupid bitch didn't even have any credibility to begin with. It's like whatever she had is completely gone, probably within her own base.
Yeah,
I mean,
I hope to see Congresswoman Boebert. I hope to see her criminally charged because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, what she did.
I remember in the 80s, like motherfuckers resigned over shit like this, and now it's just, yeah, we got a congresswoman on video getting her hooters fucking grabbed and giving somebody an over the pants handy while blowing fucking vape smoke in a pregnant woman's face with children in the fucking audience, and she's still gonna keep her fucking job. Like, aren't the Republicans the ones that fucking are all about like anti, they hate pedos and like they want to find like all the child slavery rings and like all this. That's them, right? They're the ones.
Yeah, I think it's the Republicans.
But it's totally okay to give a handy in a fucking audience, fucking
with children fucking right? Present.
Jesus
so she did talk about the groping video. Said that she has fallen short of her values.
Fallen short of her values, my ass.
What do you mean fallen? What do you mean fallen short? That's like a cliff of the Grand Canyon you fell into, bitch. Like, what do you mean fallen short? That's not fallen. That's like you like what values did you have? If I do shit,
that's not even like a cliff at the Grand Canyon. That's like your values were just straight up kicked out of the fucking International Space Station,
bro. Like, no, what was that dude? That dude, the Red Bull. He like jumped from fucking space. You know what I mean? Like that's what she jumped. Like that's how far she fucking fell short, dude. That's like
that is funny,
bro. I am the last person in the world that will ever judge you or anyone you know for doing your thing, right? But in the process of doing your thing, if you're gonna claim to be doing like X, Y, and Z, like over here also, that's where I will judge you. I will judge you handily and heavily for that, and probably never trust you ever in your life again, right? That's my value system, right?
You be trusted after that.
I can forget and forgive. I've done plenty of fucking stuff in my life. I'm 42 years old. I've been around the block a few times. I will never judge somebody. I will never judge somebody for so-called falling short. But dude, like if you're like claiming to be all about like family values and you're this devout fucking Christian, blah 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 blah. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, no, dude, no. Oh, and you're getting paid. Like our tax money is paying for that. Our tax money paid for that fucking show. Like that's what our tax money is going to on that side right now.
So
great job, asshole. Great fucking job.
We had what was next? An Apple event we had.
I believe so. Yeah, Joe.
We were gonna go into a little bit of advancement of we're going into Techtober. We kind of slightly touched on at the end of last episode.
Yep.
Usually this time of year is always the beginning of it. Apple, what was it, 2-3 months ago? It was back in June. Apple did their worldwide developers conference where they, get all the software engineers and developers together and say, hey, here's our new operating systems. Go ahead and start, optimizing your shit for our operating systems. September, end of August, beginning of September, Apple always announces the new phones, watches, phones and watches primarily. On and off throughout the year, they'll do like bits and pieces for like announcements and presentations for new Macs, new iPads, stuff like that. But always this time of year is when we get new phones, new watches, that side of the tech stuff. So on Tuesday, Apple announced 3 new products, the Apple Watch Series 9, the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and then the new iPhone 15 lineup. So part of what Apple's doing now is they've made this pledge to go carbon neutral by the year 2030. Starting with the Apple Watches. So pretty much what Apple's done at this point is they've gotten their production down to where with the Apple Watches, as long as you purchase, well, it's going to be extremely hard to do. Yes.
It's not just, we can say that out loud. It's our show. Like, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah. So right now they've got, at least with the Apple Watch Series 9 and the Ultra 2, as long as you purchase the Apple Watches with their cloth material bands, not the silicone bands or anything like that, the watches are 100% carbon neutral. So everything's recycled material. There's, with the way they do their manufacturing or whatnot, so they claim, and on paper, that's what they say. Fucking, I'm not an environmentalist. I can't say it's true or not. So that's all there is to it.
I typically stick to the philosophy that just corporations lie. So we'll believe it when we see it. How about that? You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
we'll see. But they got to pull a couple of manufacturing facilities out of China and shit before they fucking go carbon neutral. I'm pretty sure.
So I'll go ahead and say, like, the out of all the devices they announced at this week's Wonderlust event is what they called it.
Yeah, which I thought was super weird, by the way.
The Ultra 2 was probably the most underwhelming device for me. And that's just because I already have the original Ultra from last year. And the Ultra 2 really doesn't have much more improvements from the Ultra that I have. Now, with the iPhones, so with the 14s and the 14 Pros, the 14 still had that horrible notch, and then the Pros got what they called the dynamic island. This year, they're bringing in the dynamic island to the base model phones, the cheaper phones now. It's a cool little feature. I like the overall, like the way it interacts with the whole interface. The big change for anything that was announced, even between the 15 and 15 Pros, finally, no more proprietary fucking charging cables. Now, you just, as long as you've got a USB-C cable laying around, you can charge your fucking device and you don't have to worry about it. And honestly, it's so much cheaper to buy USB-C cables than it is to buy fucking lightning cables. Buy these proprietary cables. Another thing Apple's doing, and it kind of annoys me because I'm a big user of their leather cases for their phones, because I've got, I've used many different phone cases over the years, otter boxes, fucking all that shit, silicone cases. The leather cases for me, I prefer, because when like trying to take my phone in and out of my pocket, the leather doesn't stick. And now Apple's getting rid of their leather cases, and they've made this new material they're calling, fine woven. So it's a cloth-like material instead of leather, with them trying to go this carbon neutral route.
I mean, I'm kind of on board with you. I also prefer the coverings of my products to be made out of dead animals.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Like for me,
I mean, I love my dead animal case.
yeah, like for me, I'm a bit different. I like going for a more durable, waterproof style because I like going into pools and stuff like that. So for me,
Yeah.
but my style, I don't put my phone in my pocket. See, I'm a guy that likes having stuff hanging off of me. So my fanny pack, my military fanny
the
pack
only
has a
thing
bunch
hanging
of,
off of them.
that's right, all 12 inches, baby. So I carry mine in a fucking band, so I always have mine attached to my hand or attached to like hanging off my bag or my pants or something. But I never have this in my pocket. Mostly for the simple fact because my chiropractor said to stop putting it in my pocket. So
now, one thing I will say that I do like with what they did, because they switched over to USB-C for the phones, I can now take a USB-C cable from the 15 Pro Max when I get it next Friday, because I already fucking pre-ordered, because that's just what I am. But also me being the tech person in all of the circles, I always order the products to test them out before anybody else does. That's kind of just my role in life at this point.
I am too. You could put me in there too, Jay.
So one thing that I do say with the USB-C, so there's a few different functions it can add in. So if I want to just mirror my phone to a TV, I no longer have to do it wirelessly. I can just plug a USB-C to HDMI cable into my phone and it'll just put my display on the TV. Or if we're out and about and say Jay's phone, like we're out having a group event and Jay's phone's about to die, we can charge Jay's phone from my phone.
That part I do think is pretty cool. I do think that part is pretty cool. Like being able to charge another phone from charging a phone from a phone. I do think that is definitely a convenient feature. Like it's that one is hard to deny. That one is kind of like, how come you haven't been able to do that like up to this point? Do you know what I mean? Like that's a good one. I do like that one.
Now, one thing I will say that I do like with the 15 Pro line is they changed the casing. So the iPhones for years have been aluminum around the edges and then glass and glass on the back and front. For the Pros, this year they switched over to titanium. And with the titanium, I feel that's actually pretty nice because, for instance, I've had every Apple Watch since the first generation. And every time within the year of owning it, from when it comes out to the next one that comes out, my Apple Watch, the casing on it, because it's aluminum, gets dinged up. It's all fucked up. I end up having to buy a new one. This is the first year in almost 10 years of owning an Apple Watch now, I don't have to replace my watch because the titanium casing and the new glass they're using is a lot more durable and resistant.
They're using a ceramic casing too, which is really cool.
I wonder how much slave labor had to go into that in China before it got to you guys.
And then the other cool thing, and
I'm sorry, dude. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry. I know you're into it. You're the tech guy. I'm sorry. No filter. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
You add your comedic fucking presence in there, Jay, because that's exactly what it fucking is. But
we're like getting ready to talk about like the auto workers going on strike and shit, and like this is how your shit got made, by the way. Like,
yeah. But the other cool thing, so with the Pro Maxes, so iPhones, everybody that owns one knows it's always had this little toggle switch on the side to mute or silent your phone notifications. Now they're taking the action button from the Apple Watch Ultras, which is just a little button right here that you can program to do different things. Mine, I have it set to turn on a flashlight. Granted, it's locked now, so it won't turn on. They're adding that to the Pro models of the iPhones to where you can actually program it for other functions instead of just having it silence your phone. Now you can have it do everything from open the camera to take a quick note to turn on the flashlight. Like that's pretty neat because I feel like customization is something that people need with their devices, especially something you've got on your body at all times. And having that option to just pull your phone out your pocket, press the button on the side to like turn the flashlight on if you need it because you're in the dark somewhere and the power's out. That's nifty. Instead of having to go through fucking settings to turn on a goddamn flashlight.
Sure.
Again, however, it's Apple. This event was very lackluster. They called it Wonderlust, and it was a very lackluster fucking event.
There was no lust.
And then
there was in Denver, Colorado, with a certain U.S. Congresswoman.
And then somebody at Apple had this great idea. Hey, we're talking about going carbon neutral. Let's do a whole fucking video skit with Mother Nature.
Oh God, was this predictably bad? I'm assuming.
It's being talked about.
It sounds like. Let me just put it this:
it was a solid 5 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back, and I watched a 2.5 hour fucking presentation on iPhones and Apple Watches. So my dedication to tech is a whole nother fucking level. But there was 5 minutes in that whole 2.5 hours that I wish I could get back.
Bro, it baffles my mind. It strips my consciousness bare that there are people that sit in these fucking rooms that probably make multiple times my yearly salary at its highest ever, right? Which I don't make my highest salary ever right now, but multiple times my highest salary ever. They sit in these fucking rooms and they think these are good ideas. They think these are ideas that will resonate with people. And it's like, how fucking tone deaf, how fucking separated are you from like the boots on the ground? It's like being in the Army when like some fucking sergeant major or a BC or God forbid, like a colonel or a fucking division general, you know what I mean? Where it's like when they come down with some of these fucking wild ideas and you're like, what the actual fuck are you thinking? Like, that's stupid. That's the dumbest shit. And I'm not saying some of these people don't have some good ideas. Sometimes that is what they make the money for, right? In theory, a 5-minute video where produced and made by Apple, by the way, the fucking company Apple of all companies, putting on a thing about how they're all about Mother Earth. No, the fuck you're not. You never have been. Okay, like, God damn it. It was never about that. All right? Y'all started with a good idea. Fucking the Sith fucking took over. Okay, and now you're just like shoving fucking like a different version of fucking FIFA soccer and fucking goddamn Call of Duty up our asses every fucking year. Well, that's it. Like that's what you're doing.
Seeing as you mentioned games, though, here's another one. Guess what's getting released on iPhones this year?
Oh God,
they're gonna start releasing AAA games. Like,
oh yeah,
on a phone.
Capcom's releasing the remake for Resident Evil 4 on iPhones. Resident Evil Village, the very last Resident Evil game, is coming to iPhones.
Okay.
The new Assassin's Creed Mirage, is getting a mobile release of the full-fledged fucking game that you can play on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation.
Leary.
So, Apple's touting that with their A17 Pro chip that's going into the new iPhone 15s, that because it's got a 6-core GPU in the phone, it can run these AAA titles. And there's development studios, game developers that are working with Apple to make the games run on your fucking phone.
I wonder if someday you could use a phone as like the motherboard for a fucking PC.
People are already doing it.
That's what I'm like. That's kind of where I was like,
here's my thing.
If you can do that with a AAA game title, you can basically use your phone as the PC, right? In theory, is that correct?
Theory, yes.
In theory.
Let me put it this way. So my Mac Mini, what I use for my podcasting and video editing, uses a proprietary chipset that Apple makes in-house, just like their phones, just like their iPads,
Right.
just like the watches. Apple's brought everything back in-house, switched away from using third-party manufacturers for their processors and graphics cards. When I say third parties, I'm talking like Intel, AMD. I'm not talking like some Chinese manufacturing facility in the Wu-Tang province. But so with the iPads now, the way what Apple's done with the iPads, with the iPad Airs and the iPad Pros, is the same processor and socket that's running my desktop Apple computer runs the iPads. So it's very possible, because they've switched over to...
Ooh. What happened, Joe? You just blacked out for a second.
Oh, I was reading what Frenchie said, and it just for a second there didn't make sense until she came back
over.
and said Sith. Yeah.
Sith takeover.
But like it's 100% possible. I mean, there's people out there that don't own a computer anymore because they have this in their pocket.
I believe it. I totally believe that. I mean,
if
I did everything. Go ahead.
If I didn't do content creation and podcasting and stuff, the only computer I would have in my possession would be for work. 100% just a work computer.
How boring
I wouldn't have.
I mean, put it this way: if I have an older model Samsung, and it's considered older at this point, right? It's not old, but it's considered older. If I did more and actually use the features that my phone is capable of, I would probably be in a similar boat if I actually cared. If I actually and my phone's older, it's older.
That's the thing. So like Samsung with their phones has what they call Samsung DeX, which allows you to take a USB-C cable, plug your phone into a display, connect a wireless keyboard and mouse, and use your phone as a fucking computer, as a desktop PC, or a laptop in a sense. So, you know, the thing is, the technology's there. We're already at that stage. It's just the PC master race, the side of us that uses desktop Windows computers,
which there's nothing wrong with.
That's where, and the PC gamers, that's where it's keeping us more at not running whole computers off of the same board that's in a phone.
Sure.
Because to run the games and stuff, you're needing a little bit more power. You're needing a little bit more graphics processing. There's a lot of finite details in what you need for that. Now, if you're just browsing the web and watching YouTube videos, you don't need all that shit.
He's right. He's right. While we're talking about gaming, do you want to transition into GTA?
Might as well.
But can I have a request?
Of course.
Yeah. Request. We have talked so much shit about GTA and all the bad stuff. Can we talk about the good stuff about it? And because we know what the bad stuff
is. Good.
Yeah, we know.
We've talked about the bad for the last 3 fucking years. So yes,
we know the game. We know GTA 6 isn't coming out. We know we're not going to get a trailer. We know we're not going to get jack shit.
We're not going to get any DLC. You know, like,
so let's push past that for a second.
Sure.
And let's talk about all the juice that was squeezed out of the orange.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, for our audience,
juice out of the fucking orange. That fucking orange has been bone dry for the last 5 years.
Yeah, I was for our listening audience. Today, like as of our podcast, which is live right now, if you're listening later, as of today, today is the 10th anniversary of the release of GTA 5. I remember me and a friend of the show, Chris Bodette, we were in line at midnight at Fort Leonard Wood at the GameStop. I think we had a GameStop on Fort Leonard Wood, and we were in line there at midnight. I still have the special edition box somewhere in my fucking basement over here. Like, I got the special edition. This is for the fucking Xbox 360, for the 360. Okay, this was 10 years ago. Okay, like that's like I was about about a month. Sorry, I was about a month from fucking going back to selection for the second time, and yeah, like I remember this all like vividly, like, and it was not that long ago for me, but to see this game still being milked 10 years down the line, that does say something, John, for the game. That does say something.
What says the only thing that I see, I mean, there's two sides of it. You have people that really, really, really enjoy the game, right?
Yes,
And
and
then
that
you
part is
have
great.
Got a very strong backing.
Absolutely.
As a community.
and
Yes.
then you have the other side who play because they have nothing else to play and they're angry and they take it out on everybody in the game and it ruins the experience. You know, that's another thing too. You
Yeah.
know, it's but I like to look on the positive side of things when it comes to community because listen, the console community is fucking savage and the PC community on GTA Online, because we're not even going to talk about RP because RP,
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother.
yeah, we know
I
that.
can't tell you how many times in GTA Online I've spawned in and then just boom, I'm dead.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but have you ever played GTA if that never happened to you? You know what I mean? You know, you have it done. You have it done 10 times. We had this guy that we used to play with. We'll call him Boost, right? We'll call him No Boost. And and he played GTA with our old friend Joe Perazzi, right? And me and Joe Perazzi, we beat the shit out of him and blew up all his cars, and he started like legitimately crying, like legitimately crying. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, and it just goes to show, that's the other side. I think, GTA Online's a fucking mess. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that. It's fun. It was fun.
I can't even get mad at GTA 5. What I ultimately, a lot of my negative opinions are going to always circle back to the developer. It's on Rockstar. This was not on.
No, I agree with Squillini as well. Online too.
Yeah, GTA 5 is a masterpiece as a game. It is. I am not surprised that people still like playing it and enjoy playing it 10 years later. That is not a surprise to me. It is a great fucking game. And if you're playing it with some homies online, it can be a lot of great fun. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like there's a multitude of ways to enjoy this game. And it is a great game. It is a testament to what happens when people like actually give a fuck, developing some of these titles, and they put their souls into the product.
It's something interesting too. So my wife and I are 15 years next Monday together. Right? 15.
Congratulations, dude. Did you say 15 years, dude?
Yeah, we're going to be 15 years next Monday. And I remember like when we were first together, thank you. When we were first together, I was playing GTA 4 and GTA 5 was just it was about to come out, it was just in development because it came out 2013.
Yeah.
So it was in development, and then I went into the army, played a shit ton of GTA 4, and then while in the army, actually while I was in so that's 2013. I was in Fort Benning already. So I was already in Fort Benning, established in because I got there in March. So we were playing GTA 5. But I remember I bought GTA. Actually, we had just moved, and I had bought GTA for the 360.
Yeah.
And then the Xbox One came out around that time, so I bought the Xbox One version for it. And now we're in the next gen, and it has subscriptions and stuff like that. I mean, look, good on them. They made a lot of money. They're going to make $1 trillion more.
Yeah.
Whenever this thing comes out next.
Well, I'm still playing Red Dead too, so
I will say, however, so GTA 5 as of today is now officially 10 years old.
Yeah.
We're a little shy of 2 months out from another game having a big birthday.
Which is?
Skyrim.
Okay, there you go.
12 years on November 11th.
Okay. Yeah, and people are still playing the fuck out of that game.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that real quick? Because like Skyrim was, I was already in. You guys know I was playing Bethesda games. I was just into the Fallout series, and my first taste of like the Elder Scrolls world was with Skyrim, and it was a buddy of mine and I actually remember it was someone in the DFAC who brought it up to me, Sergeant Winters, and he would talk about this game. He was just like, "Oh yeah," he goes, "If you like Fallout, you'll like Skyrim." And I started off Skyrim, and Skyrim itself is, I mean, shit. How many Game of the Year editions did they come out with? You
I
know,
couldn't even
They've
tell you.
released a Game of the Year edition for Skyrim on every fucking platform they've released it on.
and they
And
made a lot of money with it too.
And let's put it this way, the Switch came out in 2017, and one of the launch titles on the Switch was fucking Skyrim.
There you go. Terry, that's a testament to a good game.
When the original PlayStation VR came out for the PS4, one of the launch titles for that was Skyrim in VR. But at the same time, here's the thing. I'm one of those people, I've played Skyrim on every platform except PlayStation VR because I enjoy the game that much, and it's one of those games I can keep going back to.
I could even though I'm there because I played Fallout 4 in VR, and even though it's like cool to be in the environment and to look around, it's a little immersive breaking, one, and two, once the battery goes, it's just shit. It's not the same.
So I've played Skyrim in VR on PC. And I will say the experience with it in VR is a whole nother level. Because the opening sequence of Skyrim, just once that dragon fucking flies in when you're in VR, oh my fucking god. Like, I about shit
in your pants.
Yeah. Because it's almost realistic, especially if you've modded the game to have the environment look more realistic than
shaders and stuff like that.
But no, it's like GTA 5. A lot of people keep going back to it, hence why it's lasted for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Same reason as Skyrim.
It's almost like the gaming industry like fucking shit itself and like landed in the toilet, and people are playing decade-old games because everything being released lately is dog shit. Just fucking utter dog shit.
That's the thing. So like Bethesda, what was it? Like 5 years ago, Bethesda announced the next Elder Scrolls game. They never announced the title for it. We got a little trailer at like a fucking Xbox showcase for Elder Scrolls 6. And that was like 5 years ago. And that's it. Kind of like how we know, GTA 6 is supposed to be coming, which it fucking probably won't ever come because Rockstar just keeps milking the tit of fucking GTA 5. So, it's one of those things like, yes, those games are old. However, for the communities that back those games, they've aged well.
Very much so.
And people keep fucking playing them.
They're still, in a lot of ways, it's still relevant. I mean, you got to admit, like, for a game that came out in 2013 with all the utter insanity that has gone on in the world in the last 10 years, GTA 5 is very much still a relevant game. You know what I mean? Like, very, very much. The parody, the parodies, the storylines, everything it's very much. They could release it tomorrow, and it would still ring just as true. So that much I have to give Rockstar. Like, when they bust out the GTA gloves, dude, like, they don't fuck around. So
yeah. So all right. So next thing, real quick, this will be like a 3-minute thing.
Oh, you're fine.
What did you think of Ahsoka?
So with this episode, it definitely was, like I said, this episode was going to be the make or break of the series, and I feel like it made it. For me at least.
Yeah.
So episode 4 ended. We saw fucking Ahsoka in whatever fucking alternate dimension bullshit she was in. And Anakin just pops up. I was wondering when you were going to show up, Snips. And then the entire, like, a good chunk of this episode was flashbacks to the Clone Wars. Like, we got live action Clone Wars footage for fucking once. Whole new scenes and everything. All the lines that Christensen did for that brand new, never before recorded by him. The fight sequence, the way they kind of backtracked, and we got younger Ahsoka at the beginning of the Clone Wars, and then eventually she's fighting Anakin as Vader, but before he got all burnt by Obi-Wan having the high ground and shit. It was the fight sequences, though, like the lightsaber duels that they did in this show so far, both
Really good.
Ahsoka and Balin, and now fucking the Anakin and fucking Ahsoka duels were freaking amazing. But it was nice to see some like live action snippets from the Clone Wars cartoon, because all those flashbacks and stuff were actual parts of the cartoon series, the series when the cartoon was on. They just redid it in live action.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was very cinematic, very exciting. I didn't start getting I was just sitting there calm the whole time, but up and towards the end when the whales started showing off their
Fucking space
energy,
whales.
the fucking space whales started showing off their energy. I was like, oh, it's about to happen. And then the famous Star Wars line was said, "May the Force be with you," and a couple tears dropped and then credits. So we're coming.
John cried like a baby back bitch. That's
I
what
really
happened.
did.
It says a couple tears dropped. It wasn't a couple tears. It was like a fucking waterfall.
So
Oh,
like
Mop out.
I got a question. Like you know how like they do like the force projection and all that shit, like, like after you die and all that, like yada yada. Do you guys think you can like have sex with like force ghosts?
God damn it, Jay.
I'm just asking. Like I gotta like it. Can you imagine having like a perv like Jedi master, and he like project? He's like talking to Ahsoka like 30 years after. He's like,
choose if we had
Like
to
a
figure
perv
out-
Jedi Master, aka a Congresswoman from Colorado.
yeah, and she's like, hi, I see you survived the fucking collapse of the Empire, huh? Fucking fuck yeah, bro.
Can I
Like,
ask you something? If you had to put, if someone was a perv in the Jedi Council, who would be the perv?
oh,
Totally Yoda.
dude,
You said Yoda.
Yoda.
Yoda would be he'd be the pick for like the dirty old man, maybe.
I was
But,
gonna
like-
say I was gonna say Qui-Gon.
Yeah, there's always a creeper. There's always like the quiet. Who was the fucking dude with the cone head? The cone head looking motherfucker.
That guy, yeah. No,
That's like the
he's
closet
definitely-
creeper.
He's
That-
definitely the fucking chomo.
He looks like the fucking dude who was like a youth. He was like a youth pastor at a fucking church. You know what I mean? And he like did it for years. You know what I mean?
And
like
not just any church, one of those like fucking mega
like
churches.
a mega church. Yeah, and he's just like just closet fucking creeper. You know, like fucking yeah, that motherfucker.
And you know what? Anybody who writes that stuff is not getting paid because I mean, now we just don't have the writer's strike.
Oh boy, here we go.
So
Jay's about to start drinking. Jay's about to start drinking.
So I mean, so on top of the writer's strike, we got the voice actors video game strike, which is about to go down, and their big thing is AI voices. Because that's a big fight. And for voice actors, this could definitely take away their jobs. So that's happening, folks. And then what else we got, Jay? What's coming?
Oh, not coming. It started. It happened. This week, the United Auto Workers Union collectively voted to go on strike against all three major U.S. car manufacturers. This is not the first UAW strike. This is the first time in history that they have gone on strike against all three manufacturers at the same time. This is a fucking like across the board, like people are striking and in different
manufacturers now.
It would be General Motors. God damn it, there was. I think it's Ford. It's
Ford,
GM, Ford, and I forget the third one starts with an M, and I didn't recognize the name. I think they changed the name. I think it's like GM, Ford, and I can't remember the third one because it sounds like it got bought out and fucking like changed the name because it didn't sound familiar to me. But yeah, like long story short, motherfuckers are going on strike.
13,000 of them have walked off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's like, here's the thing, I'm getting so sick to death. Like this all like a lot of this shit started during COVID. You started hearing these like cocksuckers complain like, oh, nobody wants to work anymore. everybody's lazy. It's like, no, motherfucker. COVID showed everybody one thing and one thing only. They can get as much fucking shit done from the house as they can fucking at their goddamn stupid cubicle under a goddamn like soul sucking fucking fluorescent light with a fucking corporate douchebag cocksuck of a boss.
Look at us.
Dude, like, I'm like, yo, fuck that shit. It's not that people don't want to work. It's not that workers are fucking lazy. It's that they're not getting fucking paid. They're not getting fucking benefits. Their jobs keep getting fucking outsourced to other countries where other people make less money for what they're doing. Okay. Fucking, they're not getting fucking profit shares. Okay. Of anything, any of the profits that come off the sweat of their brows and the labor on their backs. Okay. They're not getting any residuals from any of this.
Yeah.
Okay. This is no different than the fucking, this is no
bad.
different than the actors going on strike. This is no different than voice actors going on strike. It's because they're not getting fucking paid. It ain't worth it. You know, these corporations are going so far out of their way to just dick everybody the fuck down. Since the end of the 1970s, you guys can fucking Google this shit. Since the end of the 1970s, CEO pay across the board in the United States of America has gone up over 900%. Worker pay has gone up 12%. In 40 fucking years, 12% worker pay has gone up. 40 years. CEO pay over 900% higher.
Good.
Fuck that. That's why motherfuckers are going on strike. You fucking douchebags. John, you got that fucking, show me that CEO that said the quiet part out loud. This fucking asshole made this comment this week. This is an Australian CEO. Okay? When you get that footage, I want you guys to fucking listen to the words coming out of this guy's fucking mouth. This is how they fucking view reality. Okay? I know there's a lot of us out there. We are not, we don't like making like hardcore fucking political statements or take stances on this show very often. This is one of those ones where it's like they said the quiet part out loud. This is how they view you. I don't care where you fall on the political spectrum. If you are a worker, this is how they view you. This is exactly like you are less than nothing to them. This is how they view you. Go ahead, John. I'll shut the fuck up. Turn that up.
Decided they didn't really want to work so much anymore. There's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So it's a dynamic that has to change. We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy, which is what the whole global, the world is trying to do. The governments around the world are trying to increase unemployment. People might not be talking about it, but people are definitely laying people off, and we're starting to see less arrogance in the employment market, and that has to continue.
That is explicitly, I think, what is going on in terms of like what we saw.
It's over.
So
did you hear what he said?
So he purposely said that in order for the workers to have a sense of camaraderie, they need to lose their jobs and
not camaraderie. That they need to feel that that
employers want the employees to feel like the employees are lucky to have the job.
Yeah.
Where right now the way it's working out is the employees, and honestly,
that's horrible.
People are like, no, this job's lucky to have me.
That is correct. That is how it should be.
Exactly.
That stance and that philosophical viewpoint, that's what they had during feudalism in the Middle Ages. You fucking serf. You're lucky to work on my king's farmlands. You're lucky that we give you this fucking thatchet fucking roofed house, okay, and allow you to plow our fields. You fucking serf. You lower class fuck. Oh. No, dude. That's the whole reason the Enlightenment happened, was that mankind has a say in his or her own fucking outcome. Okay? I am not lucky to have this job. This motherfucking job is lucky to have me, motherfucker. Like, you fucking corporate cuck. You fucking cuck, dude.
One thing I constantly say, and this is, coming from somebody that's salaried. So, if I work 10 hours a week, I get the same as if I work 40.
Sure.
I work to live. I don't live to work.
Yes. As it should be.
And that's how it should be.
Yep.
But the problem is with
a lot of people don't have that choice. Yeah, a lot of people don't have that choice. There's a lot of jobs out there that make it hard for people to say no. And I get that.
And on this topic, not really throwing any names out there, but that's how, certain people in management at companies I've worked for have been. I had a manager one time straight up tell me, "You're salaried now. You work until the job's done." No, I work 40 hours and then I'm done until the following week where you get me for another 40 hours.
Correct.
Like that's how I work.
Unless
If
you want
I'm
to,
not getting
unless you want-
overtime,
yeah, I was gonna say unless you want to pay me some heavy overtime,
unless you're going to pay me
we'll fucking
overtime,
talk. Yep.
you get at max 40 hours a week out of me and then I'm done.
Yep. Do you want to know how to get a really good job out of me? Like I'll do the absolute best I can possibly do. Is fucking treat me like a fucking human being. Okay? If I ask for a couple of fucking scraps off the table, just throw me the scraps when I ask for them. Okay? I'm not asking for a lot. Just throw me a little. You know what I mean? I'm not a greedy man. You give me the slightest bit that you actually care, I will fucking sail to the moon and back for you. All right? The minute you start fucking towing that fucking corporate bullshit line and fucking hemming and hawing because I asked for a raise after I've fucking been there on time every day, fucking busting my ass for 3 months, and I asked for a fucking a piddly ass like $1 raise per hour, and you fucking hem and haw, I'm like, oh, we can't really do it right now. Deuces, motherfucker. I got other places to be. I got other jobs I can go work. I ain't got fucking time for that shit, man. I shouldn't have to fight for fucking labor rights. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's one of the things. So like in my field, that in the area I work in, the rule of thumb in my career is you work for a company for 2-3 years, get a little more experience, and then you move on. Because cost of living wages are just bullshit.
Oh, it's beyond bullshit. Yeah.
Let me put it into retrospect. This year, cost of living wage 3%. You want to know what that is? For me, that's like an extra $40 a paycheck.
Right. That does, like, you wipe your ass with that when you go to when you step out the front door.
Yeah, like that's a tank of gas.
Yeah. If that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
actually a little less than a full tank.
Right.
So
good thing you work from home.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It's like, that's why in my career field, it's you stay at a company for 3 years, then you move on, because you're going to get a bigger pay increase switching jobs than you would just staying loyal to one company.
It's true. Well, and that is exactly how the market should operate. Bad companies don't deserve to stay in fucking business. Okay. Every time I see one of these like little hit pieces, whether it's like local here in Kansas City or across, like the states, local, beloved fucking restaurant shuts down or whatever after 30 fucking years. It never fucking fails. Almost every time when I see like the owners of these places fucking start talking like, yeah, it's just like people stopped wanting to work and everybody got robble and lazy. And it's like, no, dude. Let me guess. You wanted to pay everybody fucking minimum wage, fucking like no benefits. Okay, you're cutting hours if they come too close to 40, so you don't have to pay them for fucking full time. Fuck you. Your business deserved to fucking fail. And what we need to do is stop fucking making the small mom and pop businesses fail. We need to make these goddamn corporations fucking fail. Like, we need to start cutting jobs with these fucking CEOs and these fucking like staff managers that think like a Mother Nature commercial on Apple is going to be a good fucking idea. Like, how much money do you think those assholes made that came up with that stupid fucking idea? Like how brain damaged are they? And those motherfuckers are pulling like fucking $500,000 a year for fucking like pulling bullshit like that out of their asses.
Yep.
What about the people that are like actually making the money, actually doing the work? The sweat of their brow. Okay, carrying the whole company on their back. Their backs are sore because they're carrying the whole fucking company on it. And while the bigwig is up in the fucking break room, fucking jerking himself off with Lauren Boebert and smoking a cigar. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is actually going on right now in our country, dude? Sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, going around the world, we have so this happened in Mexico. I'm going to show you the footage.
Let's see. What do we got?
Oh, God.
Oh, this fucking bullshit. God damn.
Evolución posterior.
By the way, just so anybody isn't confused, like, this fucking bullshit was debunked in like 2021, and Mexico fucking like displayed it this week because apparently it's cool for the government to acknowledge UFOs now or something.
Actually, the government did not acknowledge this.
Who was it?
He was he is a UFO. He was a UFO enthusiast. So he, in the translation, he says, "This is the first time extraterrestrial life is presented in such a form, and I think there is a clear demonstration that we are dealing with non-human specimens that are not related to any other species in the world." But to add on to this, months after a House Oversight subcommittee held hearings on UAP, the Mexico Congress held a similar meeting. Only in the latter, two alleged bodies of aliens were presented to those in attendance. Now, a new report is saying that the stunt may have been criminal, given Jamie Musan, the journalist and UFOologist behind the reveal, was under oath when the presentation took place.
Dude, the shit he presented was literally debunked 2 years ago.
Yeah, but to clear up the Mexican government, no, because I know there was a confusion with that.
You're right. You're right, and I added to that. You're right. It was a presentation to Congress. I apologize. That was my.
No, but you're not wrong, because the original articles were saying that it was the Congress that presented it. When later on, because the original articles were saying that. Yeah, it was very confusing.
For anyone familiar enough with the show, if you wonder where I get a lot of my information, my news, I peruse the internet pretty much all day. I'm like a newspaper fucking fiend, except it's the internet age now. So like I oftentimes get news. I got that Lauren Boebert fucking news like the day it happened, like the night that it happened.
Yeah.
Before they knew any sweater puppy fondling or handies were being given out. When I read the first article about it, it was that she had flicked off the security on the way out.
Yeah.
Like I got this shit like within hours of it happening. And it's like, so I'm not a fucking paparazzi. Okay. But I pay attention to news all day, every day, basically. So,
I did get the confirmation here. The aliens were revealed by a UFO enthusiast and were presented to the Congress, but no politicians or representatives of Congress had any involvement in verifying these aliens, as per reported. So it's confirmed that it was reported that someone did fuck up and say, "Oh yeah, no, it was the government, it was Mexican Congress." But
people getting clicks.
So what good things that are happening over in Mexico is the Mexican Independence Day, which
it was actually yesterday. It was yesterday.
Okay, it was yesterday. Okay.
Yeah. It's September 16th is Mexico's Independence Day. So, Viva Mexico for all of our listeners. Okay, and we fucking love you guys down south, dude. You're our neighbors. Fucking, I grew up fucking 60 miles away, and I will always treasure in my heart a lot of special memories and special people from our sister country. So
I'm okay with you guys crossing the border. Let's party,
bro. Fucking Mexico is the shit, and it breaks my heart like how bad shit got down there after the drug war kicked off in 2006. Because like for all of the downsides that you might see in Mexico with poverty and a disparity in wealth and stuff like that, it is a fucking gorgeous country, gorgeous people, beautiful culture. Okay, like
isn't it interesting how the histories are a bit reminiscent of ours and Mexico's?
And it's rich. Yeah. It's very rich. It has a very rich history, very very rich history, and it's beautiful. And it's a beautiful country, and I encourage people to do some of their own research on their own time. We hope everybody's fucking had a very safe Independence Day down there. Fucking hope you partied your fucking dicks and pussies off. All right, so fucking keep them hard and keep them wet, dude. Like we love you guys. Fucking Viva Mexico. Fucking that's what I'm talking about. Dude.
And so the final news thing that we do have, you could pretty much take the wing on this, Jay, was the submarine getting blown up.
Yeah, holy shit. So
is there footage that you could send me? Is there?
I got it pulled up.
Sweet.
I gave Joe 3, and then so this strike occurred in Crimea. Okay, so this actually happened in Crimea, in occupied Crimea. The strike was on a dry dock, which is a Navy facility that works on ships, basically, and submarines. Okay, it's a dry dock. The submarine was in dry dock being worked on. This is one of Russia's newest submarines. Very expensive for them, right? Okay, Ukraine does not have a Navy, but they definitely got Storm Shadow missiles from fucking Britain. Okay, they confirmed that they used Storm Shadow missiles from a bomber. Okay, like so Ukraine actually flew a very risky mission with a bomber, used fucking bombs made in fucking the United Kingdom, our cousins from across the pond. All right, and they took out a fucking Russian submarine. A country with no navy has now just fucked up Russia's navy. Like they're scaring Russia now. Like they're scaring. All right, they're gonna retake Crimea, dude. Like they're
big boom.
It's if you can turn the sound on if you want to hear it. And there's a couple of different there's another one, Joe. I think the last one I sent is probably the closest view. And if you want to turn the sound on, go ahead.
This was the last one that you sent. Give me one second here.
There's several videos of it. It happened. It occurred at night, which makes sense that they're, because if they use an actual bomber, they used an airplane. They didn't want to get their fucking shit shot down. So like, makes sense that it happened at night. But that is a fucking Russian submarine getting. Oh, and they fucked up the dry dock too, which that's like, when you fuck up. That's infrastructure. That's like now they can't work on their fucking ships. At least not at that particular dry dock, right? So yeah, that's freaking like. Woo! Just wait till the boom hits.
Mama.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Baby. That's war.
Hey, fucking Slava Ukraini, man. Fuck Russia, dude. Like y'all have had it coming for a hot minute. It's still coming.
Oh, yeah.
Just wait. Just fucking wait, dude. They got more to come. All right, you assholes stay put and just wait because the Ukrainian army is gonna fucking be right behind. So we'll see y'all fucking soon.
Well, shit, man. I mean, it's been very exciting today. There was a lot.
Absolutely.
I mean, the news was crazy. Let me see if there's any breaking news.
You might as well, because I was gonna say, dude, because it was like every other day this week, like some weird shit came out, and it was just like I didn't even know what to say. You know what I mean? Like, why would I even bother talking about my week or like trying to like shove a roadhouse in here? When, the world was so fucking insane this week. You know, like they're like we couldn't. Go ahead. Sorry.
I actually got something funny that we could kind of laugh about corporations and stuff like that. So The Rock and Oprah got in trouble for something with the wildfires in Maui.
Yes.
And that I think from what I'm understanding, The Rock donated a bunch of money and Oprah kept all of it. So The Rock came back the other day in WWE television for the first time in fucking years, and people are saying it's because he's broke and that he really fucked up and he needs to get back into people's graces, which is real funny because every time he fucks up and tries to get back into people's graces, he's back on WWE TV.
Well, you know what? There's a parallel to that. Did you see like Drew Barrymore was going to fucking start her show again, like while people were still striking?
I saw that.
And then she just announced, if it was like, I don't know if it was last night or yesterday, she just announced she's not going to do it. And it's like, people, dude, celebrities are not as rich as you think they are. Like Oprah is. Oprah is. But people that you see in movies, people that are in bands, okay, athletes, all these like big wigs that you think have like just mega bucks and cash fucking sitting around their house, a lot of them don't. Okay, and that's why you see them pawning off fucking, whoring themselves out. Like Lady Gaga does a drug commercial now for a pharmaceutical drug. Lady Gaga, girl, what the fuck, man? You're whoring yourself out for a fucking corporation. What the fuck? How broke are you? How broke are you? Like, bro.
I have to agree. Let me see what else we got. Sergeant sentenced to 25 years in prison for fatal shooting, still in Army 4 months after. You guys know anything about this?
Didn't hear about it. What fort?
I'll tell you right now. A sergeant who was sentenced in May to 25 years in prison for fatally shooting a Black Lives Matter protester in Texas is still in the Army.
Holy shit.
Daniel Perry fatally shot Garrett Foster during an Austin protest in July 2020. The law firm representing Perry told military.com it is aiming to keep him in the Army pending a military separation board decision or a pardon from a Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
What? This has wrong like just all fucking over it, dude.
It gets more interesting. Garrett, an Air Force veteran who was carrying an AK-47 rifle, was protesting the Minneapolis police killing of George Floyd when Perry shot him with a handgun, and both Perry and Foster are white and were legally carrying their weapons at the time of the shooting. Sergeant Perry's current duty status is in civilian confinement and is pending separation from the Army.
Oh, that's just paperwork. So he's going. He's going to be
Yeah.
gone. It's like he's not still in the Army. Okay, that's like I think that's some clickbait shit. He ain't still in the Army. They're just fucking processing his ass out. Like they waited until they got a fucking verdict. He's going to go to jail, and then when he's done with fucking civilian jail, if the Army wants to be fucking big enough dick to him, they'll send him fucking 11 worth of service time after civilian jail. That's how that shit. That's how that shit works. Just so you guys know.
Oh,
like he's not still in the Army. He's on his fucking way out. Like right fucking now.
Army temporarily suspends reenlistment bonuses for soldiers after hitting high retention rates.
I saw that. Gee, guys, how come retention rates are high all of a sudden? I know why. Because there ain't no fucking job market because everybody's on fucking strike because you fucking cocksuckers don't pay. What?
Yeah, past April, the Army hit its retention goal for the 4th year in a row. It has retained 1,000.
Like Jay fucking said. Everybody's on fucking strike because companies don't want to pay.
Oh, here we go.
We're staying in the fucking Army.
You have you're salaried. You're guaranteed fucking leave. You're guaranteed fucking like a lot of stuff that benefits medical.
We were talking about it earlier, Jay. I mean, shit, the Army is one of the only companies you can take 30 days off and still get fucking paid.
That
120 days too.
This is a perfect example of giving your employees incentive to stay with your motherfucking company. Pay them, give them incentives like fucking time off and benefits.
Right. Next one, we have the Air Force wants you to play video games in the name of national security.
Okay.
The MITRI, a nonprofit national security company who's opened registration for its esports tournament, GameX Mission Generation Under Attack, a collaboration with the Air Force to help service better understanding mission logistic choices and prioritization while under attack. Participants in the esports tournament will play the game Drone Guardians, a mix of first-person shooter, strategy, and puzzle games that requires teams of 5 to defend a deployed location while still launching a fighter aircraft mission.
We're gonna have a talk offline of what I think this might be, but I'm not gonna say it in fucking public. Like, I have an idea like why they might be doing this, and like it makes perfect fucking sense actually. But it's
So in 1993, the Army used the Super Nintendo, specially designed to gauge a soldier marksmanship, called the Multi-Purpose Arcade Combat Simulator, or shorter, MAX. If this is kind of relation,
you're in the ballpark.
It's
in the ballpark.
Yep. It featured targets used on any military range while teaching soldiers to zero their weapon.
Yeah, I'm still, all three of us by far have our fucking DD214s, but OPSEC is definitely still a thing. And like, although we are not endorsed, nor do we endorse, anything within the DoD or the U.S. government as a whole right now because we don't work for them anymore. I ain't saying shit. I have an idea exactly why they're doing that, and I think it's smart. I think it's very smart. I think it's smart to integrate skills that are already pre fucking learned in the soldiers, Marines, airmen, sailors, coasties, our fucking guardians in the Space Force. Submarines use fucking Xbox controllers now for the periscope. You know why? Because they discovered fucking it was like 1,000 times easier to fucking teach somebody how to operate a periscope if they already knew how to fucking use the control. Common sense. They did it. Like that's the military. Common sense. So it's like sometimes, believe it or not, soldiers, common sense actually wins out.
The only time it's a bad idea to use the game controller to control anything on a submarine is when it's a civilian operated submarine and the whole fucking machine is being operated by a $30 fucking Logitech controller.
And so I have the final news. This is probably going to trigger some people, but the U.S. government has warned a Virginia judge that allowing an American Marine to keep an Afghan war orphan risks violating international law and could be viewed around the world as endorsing an act of international child abduction, according to secret court records reviewed by the Associated Press.
I need to hear the story. I remember reading the article, and there was some disparity over what what happened originally, I believe, and what is happening now. And I don't know which party is actually at fault. Also, I have a question. Are they trying to like separate this fucking war orphan and send them back to Afghanistan? Because that would like if the family of this war orphan that wants the kid back is not in Afghanistan, I'd probably be a lot more inclined to say like, yeah, the Marine probably fucked up a little bit. If that family is still in Afghanistan, I don't know why the fuck anybody would fucking
leave that child there.
Send anybody back to that country, like for any reason right now. Like so, like I might have like.
So
what is it saying?
So apparently the baby was taken from them.
Okay.
And they're in 2022 they were suing to get her back, but now the government is saying it must be undone. But failing to return the child, now 4 years old, to Afghan relatives in the U.S. could jeopardize American efforts to resettle Afghan refugees in the future, threaten international security pacts, and might be used as propaganda by Islamic extremists.
Okay, so there it is. The relatives, that baby has relatives living in the United States.
Yeah.
Hey, Devil Dog. Sorry, dude. Tough shit. Like,
you got to give that baby to the family.
You got to give that baby back to their family, dude. Like, tough fucking shit, Devil Dog. Like, give it up. Sorry, dude. Like, there's other ways to adopt. You can probably definitely adopt another Afghan orphan. Like, come on, dude. I'm an adoptee, dude. I'm an adoptee, and like, you guys remember like last year? Do you guys remember last year when I kind of like I discovered my biological family? Okay. Yes. My biological father had no idea I existed. I am unofficially my biological father's oldest child.
Yeah.
He had no idea I existed. Okay? Like it's shit like that where that's not okay when we get into topics of like adopting children, you know, babies, you know, human beings and lives that actually like, you know, like they're going to become self-aware eventually. But if you don't know, you don't know. And babies don't know shit. Babies don't know shit. Like they just like, they cry and they want to be fed and they dump in their pants. Okay. And they look really cute when when they're laughing. Okay. And then they grow up and it's how you raise them. But if they don't know, they don't know. And that's not fair to anyone involved. If there's actual family here in the States too, that child probably has a right to know and to be raised with their family. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it is saying in court filings that mass attorneys have written that the Marine and his wife acted in good faith and worked at great personal expense and sacrifice to protect the baby and provide her a loving home. I mean, you know that it.
Yeah, but at the same time,
yeah,
you know,
that baby needs that family.
That baby's family has family in the States. Henceforth, that baby needs to be handed over to blood relatives that live in the States, because at this point the baby's no longer at harm.
It starts turning into a conversation about culture too, you know? Because if that baby's girl, has a chance,
it's a girl, right?
Yes, it's a girl. It's a baby girl.
Yeah. Don't be sending a fucking girl back to Afghanistan right now. Like, no shit. You're right. Culturally, not really cool to be a girl in Afghanistan right now, culturally. No. So yeah, it's like no shit. Yeah.
So it's a shame. I promise you, we'll have more positive news next week. I'll find something.
Well, actually, we're gonna go ahead and change gears here because Captain about fucking spewed Coors Banquet out his fucking nostrils over there.
God damn it, dude! Like we've had a good time today. We've had a good time. It's just like
well, we still have a little bit more of a good time to have though, Jay.
It's fine.
We're going into week 2 of fucking football.
We are.
Week 1 was a cluster fuck.
I don't you know everybody talks about brackets during like March Madness and like how quick fucking like brackets get busted in March Madness. Yeah. Week one, if we're gonna call them brackets
for fucking fantasy football, all to hell, all just
demolished. Nobody saw week 1 coming. I don't know which I don't know which game to talk about first.
So, I'm going to go ahead and go right into fucking Dallas because we already talked about KC's game last weekend.
We did.
That was the Thursday game. So before the episode, we already had that one.
Kansas City gets enough press. Kansas City gets enough press on this fucking show, anyways, by virtue of me living here. Let's talk about the fucking Cowboys game. Let's talk about it.
Straight to that fucking game. So sitting there watching the fucking game. Here we are, fucking every part of our fucking team got points. Special teams, defense, offense, everybody got some points somewhere on that fucking game. I'm watching it, halftime hits, 26-0. I'm sitting here like, okay, so when are the Giants actually going to start playing the fucking game of football? Because this isn't even a fucking challenge for Dallas.
Close that door, please.
We get down to fucking, finally fourth quarter comes around. It's 40-0. There's still like 10 minutes left in the fucking game. I finally was like, okay. I don't even care if the Giants were to have scored any points during that 10 minutes. I didn't need to see it.
It was garbage time.
No coming back.
It was garbage time. Yeah. The whole
didn't show up.
The whole fourth quarter was garbage time. It was like you say the last 10 minutes. Fuck the last 10 minutes, bro. Like the whole fourth quarter. You could have turned it off. The game was fucking over. The game was over at fucking halftime. They just still had a fucking second half to play. I mean, did you see
26-0 at half, the Giants could have came back.
In theory. But they like you said, they didn't
the fucking team to actually show up.
I was gonna say they didn't show up. They didn't bring anything. Did you see the what was it on Monday Night Football? Eagles Vikings? Did you see Eagles Vikings?
I didn't watch Eagles Vikings Monday night.
That one was an interesting one because the Vikings basically like snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, but the disparity in first downs was I think it was with the running back. It was like first downs rushing first downs, excuse me. Rushing first downs, I think the Vikings had 0. Which and like for how kind of like close that game was, the disparity in rushing first downs became the talking point. And it became like, holy shit, like they didn't even get one. They didn't get a single rushing touchdown. And that ultimately like assisted in damning them to lose that game in very Vikings fashion. Like this is not me talking shit about the Minnesota Vikings, by the way, Vikings fans. I am because of my Kansas City history. I do take an amount of time out of every season to kind of keep my eye on the Vikings because we played you guys in Super Bowl 4 and you guys really you haven't recaptured the Lombardi yet, which makes me feel for you guys because it was 50 years. It was 50 years for us after winning the first time. So I feel for the Vikings fans, and they have this like tradition of having really good teams that just find really inventive ways to lose, which used to be our reputation in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that they lost in such. The Eagles played well, but the Vikings kind of like they could have won that game. They really could have won that game. And there was like these little. It was like, how are they not winning right now, right? But it's the Vikings and.
Let's see. Right now we're looking at in standings for the NFC, the East. I mean, everybody except the Giants has won a game.
Dude, AFC West, the fucking Raiders are number 1 right now.
Yeah.
The fucking Raiders, dude, are number 1 right now. Like, congratulations, Vegas. Like, enjoy 1 week. Enjoy 1 week, dude. Like, enjoy being in first place, dude.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm really looking forward to today's game for Dallas. Because
who are you guys playing?
Jets. Now,
we didn't even talk about that part.
Well, I was actually about to get into that part. That's why I brought that up.
Please.
Brought up Dallas's game today here. So, when Rodgers got traded to the Jets, I was really nervous for our fucking week 2 game with Rodgers being on the field and Dak being Dak and kind of choking sometimes under pressure.
Sure.
I was extremely nervous. Now that the Jets are kind of in a limbo state because they had to bring in a whole nother quarterback. And
well, don't forget they still won that game though. They still won that game.
yes, they did. So, there is that. They still won their game last week.
They found a way to
Even though
win.
Rodgers only lasted 4 fucking snaps.
4 plays. $75 million guaranteed.
4
He made
plays.
it 4 plays. 4 plays for the New York Jets. That has got to be the most New York Jets fucking
the worst part about it is
I feel bad.
The Jets are still losing a second-round draft pick.
I feel
this deal.
I feel bad all the way around. I feel bad for fucking Aaron Rodgers. I'm not a huge Aaron Rodgers fan, like in general. I feel bad. Everybody got fucking dicked down in this deal. Everybody. The Packers got dicked down. The Packers got dicked down in this deal. Like everybody. Like Packers aren't getting much out of this, dude. Like they're now getting a second-round pick instead of a first-round pick. Okay, which really doesn't mean shit for them. Okay. Like the Jets are fucked. They're going to like QB2 and QB3 now, probably for the season, guaranteed. They owe Aaron Rodgers fucking $75 million for showing up for 4 plays. This poor bastard. Aaron Rodgers is 43 years old. Fucking like he's going to be recovering for like the next 3 fucking years from a complete fucking separation of his Achilles tendon from his fucking body. Right.
And I'm going to say this though. This is exactly why you stretch before exercise, people.
God damn it, dude. Like
that
bro.
How are you a professional athlete and in 4 plays you snap your Achilles?
It's not, dude, okay. We'll parallel. I started playing softball this year, right?
Yeah.
And there's been a couple of games where like I can feel it a little bit more in my body. It might be what I did that week, maybe what I ate the night before. If I didn't fucking stretch properly, shit like that. And you can feel it, week to week. You can kind of feel like, okay, I was feeling good this week. It's hot as fuck today. I didn't drink enough water last night. Whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm 42. Aaron Rodgers is only 1 year older than me. I'm playing slow pitch fucking softball. This dude is playing in the most elite football league, American football, I should say, the most elite American football league in the fucking world. And he's a year older than me. And it's like, bro, like at this point, I don't even fucking trust it anymore. Like I have to fucking be careful when I fart because I might accidentally shit myself. Okay. All right. I'm only 42.
I gotta be careful when I fart because I might pull a muscle in my back.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, sneezing. I get scared of sneezing sometimes because like I can feel
I sneeze and shit just fucking pops at the same time, and it's
like
what the fuck?
I ain't trying to play in the fucking NFL right now, bro. Like
I will straight up say, it takes a whole nother level of athlete to be 43 years old and still going out on the fucking field with these 20-something-year-olds playing a contact fucking sport.
The only equivalent I can make for the military portion of our show is this would be your apex Delta operator who is in his fucking mid-40s. Okay, this is a guy that's been in for like 20 plus years already, probably been in the special services the whole time or close to the whole time, probably came out of fucking Ranger Bat, and he's like 43, 44, 45 years old, still slinging fucking lead, but he still has to be at the peak of physical condition, physical, mental, everything condition.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, man, I that's why I feel bad.
And like
I don't think he's coming back.
You started playing. Oh no,
I don't think he's coming. He talked this week about maybe going into the booth and helping them on the coaching side, which I agree with. If you're going to pay $75 million this motherfucker for 4 plays,
make him do something.
Fucking anything, dude. Like have him fucking like Jesus Christ, dude. Like I feel bad. I like for the franchise. The Jets haven't won a Super Bowl since Super Bowl 3.
Now,
like.
Yeah, now I will say, like you said, you got back into softball. You're playing slow pitch softball.
Slow pitch.
I got back into the fucking gym.
I'm not.
And there's days, the next day after a fucking workout in the evening.
Yep.
I'm sitting here fucking like crawling from the bed to my fucking office to my desk chair.
Yeah.
And
and that's good. That's good, Joe. That means you're doing it right.
Well, yeah, no, but at the same time, it's like, at the same time, like I can tell, depending on the level of fucking soreness in my muscles,
Yep.
whether I stretched properly before my workouts or I drank enough fucking water and stayed hydrated enough during my workouts.
Yep.
You know, like I cut out drinking during the week last night. Like when we started this episode today, I was hungover as fuck.
Which you deserve that, by the way. You deserve that.
But you know, like because I don't drink like I used to, because
Right.
I'm going to the gym and trying to get my body back healthier. I drank a 12-pack of some really strong fucking microbrews last night, thinking I
No
was
way.
still in my fucking 20s. And then at 2:00 this morning, I'm fucking making a goddamn pizza. Which also isn't a smart move. You don't need to eat within fucking, you know, a couple hours before you go to bed. And yeah, Jay already read me the riot act on that. But, you know, yet we've got guys like fucking Rogers out there playing high contact fucking sports at 43 years old. Like
At the most elite level. Really the most. That is
shit's gonna get fucked up. Shit's gonna break. You're gonna have problems.
Patrick Mahomes got his. What was that? Patrick Mahomes got his knee blown out. What, three seasons ago, trying to rush for a touchdown. You know what I mean? And we were goddamn lucky we didn't lose.
Last season, Dak sat out for 6 games because he fucked up his thumb.
That's what I'm saying, and it happens just like that, Like, and you'll never see it coming. You'll never see it coming. There's no predicting it. It's just when it happens, it happens. Like, and you get to deal with the fucking fallout. But
you know, we're going into week 2. Well, technically, we've already gone into week 2 because of Thursday night's games. So,
and actually, like the Chiefs are playing like as we're talking right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, technically, the first round of games has already started for today. So, you know, we're in week 2 now. We've got, you know, the Chiefs playing the Jags right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say who else do we got? Let me look up the fucking NFL schedule today. Let's go real quick over some matchups to keep an eye on, and then maybe we'll close out after that. How about that?
Yeah.
Ravens Bengals. Okay. Let's see here. The Raiders are playing the Bills. That'll be interesting for AFC West fans.
So we got
Niners are playing the Rams,
Seahawks, Lions, Colts, Texans,
Yep.
Bears and the Buccaneers, Chiefs, Jags, Chargers, and Titans. These are the games that are actively on right now. Packers, Falcons, Raiders, Bills.
Got the Browns and the Steelers on Monday Night Football tomorrow. That's the Browns and the Steelers.
So no, we've actually got 2 Monday night games.
Yeah, we
tomorrow.
do.
We've got Panthers.
Shit.
We've got the Panthers and the Saints and the Browns and the Steelers tomorrow.
Yep.
This afternoon we've got Giants and Cardinals and Cowboys and Jets.
And tonight, Sunday night football is Dolphins Patriots. So that's always a fun one. Keep an eye on that. That's a rivalry game.
So we've got
that's a good game. Tonight'll be a good game.
We've got 4 4:00 games. So we got 49ers and Rams, Giants and Cardinals, Cowboys and the Jets, and the Commanders and Broncos. Out of the 4:00 games, I would definitely say, Cowboys and Jets. I'm, you know, might think I'm a little biased, but that's going to be a game to definitely keep an eye on. Especially after last week, coming out of week 1 with what the Jets faced and what the Cowboys did to the non-existent New York team that we already played.
The Jaguars just held the Chiefs scoreless in the first quarter. So the game is scoreless after 1. So that's fucking.
Yeah, and right now we're looking at
week 2. Holy shit!
Ravens Bengals, 7-7 for the Seahawks Lions game right now. So, you know, they're tied up in quarter 2. Colts Texans 14-7. Colts in the lead. So the only scoreless game going in Q2 right now is
Chiefs, Jags.
going into Q2 is Chiefs and Jags.
Yeah. So here we go. Roll out the lazy, crazy fucking days of fucking football, dude. Because here we fucking go. Like,
so this afternoon, I'm gonna say definitely keep an eye on the Giants Cardinals game and the Cowboys and Jets, just because I I'm going to keep an eye on the Giants game because I want to see if they actually fucking show up this week or if the Cardinals get a fucking cakewalk like we did.
That's good. That is probably that's a good question to ask. Actually, I was shocked. I was shocked at the Dallas New York game. You know, I was not surprised that Minnesota kind of like tripped over their own dicks. That's very Vikings of them. You know.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Giants Cardinals game, both teams Giants were in there with coming off of losses. So
the Giants weren't supposed to be that bad this year. Like nobody's expecting them to win the Super Bowl, but they're not supposed to be that bad this year.
This was supposed to be a year that they at least fucking made it. You know, they're second round of the playoffs.
They're supposed to be on the come up. They're supposed to be on the come up this year, and that performance was
that wasn't a come up this year fucking performance last week.
Extremely less than lackluster. Joe, I need you to fill about 30 to 45 seconds. I gotta freaking use the restroom. Maybe we'll hit the final thought. What do you say?
It's about that time. It's about that time. I mean,
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's if you guys are, because we're all Apple fans here, right? So just to finish up right before we get to the final thought, For All Mankind is coming out November 18th, I think it is. They just released a teaser trailer, and the teaser trailer is a recruitment video for Helios.
and then also, since you bring Apple back up, everybody with Apple devices, iPhones, Apple Watches, tomorrow iOS 17 and watchOS 10 officially launch. So if you're on the beta software, go ahead and make sure your beta updates are turned off so you can get the official release of the software. If you're not on the beta software, make sure automatic updates are on. There is a lot of really good improvements in this next software coming out tomorrow. So, there is that also.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking too that maybe because, next week we're not going to be live. It's going to be a pre-recorded episode. And I'll be celebrating my anniversary with my wife. So we won't be doing it Monday. We'll be doing it Friday. What did I want to add in about this? Oh, I was actually thinking maybe not next week's episode, but the week after. We do an all football episode. It'll give me a chance to stay behind the booth, and I'll get Crazy Ace TV on.
Okay, that's not. I was, you know what? I meant to bring up to you guys, like, it's been a minute since we've had a guest. Like, why not? Maybe, and that we'll already have first 3 weeks of football down. Well, the first 3 weeks of football down.
Yep.
Which gives us a very early indicator because of which direction the season's going. You know what I mean? So
with us doing pre-record for next episode, we won't talk football next episode because we won't. We might talk on some of the highlights from week 2.
Yeah.
So the episode after will be a football-centric episode.
We can definitely go full fucking football for a whole episode.
Yeah, good.
Me, Jay, we get Crazy Ace in here because I know he's definitely the lone wolf of the crew because he's a Bears fan. So.
That's all right. Hey man, like I'm all about like I get it. I passionately empathize with fans of certain franchises because until the Chiefs got Mahomes, like I was right fucking there with you guys. I was right fucking there with you guys. Like we have the NFL's golden boy right now. It ain't gonna last forever. I'm just riding the wave right now. I'm just riding the wave.
I'll prepare a trivia for that. I'll prepare a trivia game for that episode.
Don't make the questions too hard, John. Remember, we've had problems with this before. Like, don't ask me about
the non-football fan, don't
ask me about
fan to make a trivia game,
bro. Don't ask me about
come up with some bullshit questions like who was the first commissioner of the NFL?
Yeah,
and it's like the fuck.
Who was the Miami Dolphins tight end in 1978? Who broke a fucking NFL? And you're like, wait, what? Like, I no.
I get you. I'll make sure that they are in the realm of common knowledge.
I was gonna say, imagine doing a trivia game for a 5th grader. Okay, that's my brain right now. 5th grader.
Perfect.
Okay, like
shit, man. We're gonna actually dumb it down a little bit and go 3rd grade for Jay. I'm more the 5th grader.
We're talking about responsibility. He's probably right. Okay.
Crazy Ace, I'm pretty sure will probably be like more middle school era, the junior high school section. So
Yeah, I will write to him. I'll write to him this week. But yeah,
Sure.
Joe, kick it off with that final
so
thought today, man.
so we've made it through another week. There's been we all face our own challenges, trials, tribulations, issues in life. We try to do this and put on a good show for everybody so they have something to look forward to every 168. If you're feeling down, sad, depressed, need to talk to somebody, you can text star 988 or you can call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK for the National Suicide Hotline. If you don't want to talk to a stranger, you can reach out to a friend, reach out to your battle buddy. There's somebody out there you can reach out to. And if you're not personally like feeling down and upset, reach out to people you care about, reach out to your friends, just touch base, even if it's somebody you haven't talked to in a while, because who knows, your text message or phone call to a friend could be what saves a life. We want to see everybody back every week. We want to keep doing this for y'all. We want to keep doing this to keep our own mental sanity, even though sometimes when you're tuning in, you probably think, what mental sanity? They're all a bunch of fucking crazy lunatics. But, we love every one of our viewers, listeners, those of y'all that have supported us since day one, those of y'all that have supported Jay and John and myself, once I got brought into the fold. We appreciate it, and we don't want anyone making any rash decisions. So just reach out if you feel a need to talk. My ears are always open. Also, you can reach me through Discord.
We've said it many times. I will hand out my personal fucking phone number. If it's that bad and it's that urgent, like, I will fucking give you my personal phone number. Call me. Like, I am not a licensed behavioral health specialist, but I will I will talk to you if you need somebody to fucking talk to.
In no way, shape, or form. But at the same time, if you need that ear, just a vent. Because, life's kicking you in the fucking McNuggets.
We do it with our own fucking battle brothers and sisters. Like, why not do it with strangers every once in a while if it's that important? Like, we lose too many. I'm getting sick, and it's not just people that I know. It's like my battle brothers and my battle sisters. I see their Facebook feeds too, and by virtue of being in different units around the Army, I see their feeds when they lose people. You know what I mean? So it's not just when the three of us lose somebody that we know or knew or whatever. We see everybody else around us losing people too. And it's life is depressing enough, right? Like, on its own, we don't need,
and
we can fix this. Like, life is worth living.
We want to do everything we can humanly possibly do to try to cut back that number, try to change the statistics. So just reach out. That's all we can ask. Absolutely. Reach out and be back in 168, everybody.
Fucking A.
Yep.
So
we'll see you next week, everybody. Have fun. Have a good week. The fall's here. Watch them leaves change.
It's happening in Missouri. So we'll see you on 168. You guys be good this week. Nothing good happens after dark. All right.